Right. Hello, I'm very new to this whole YouTube thing. This is kind of like my YouTube debut. I'm kind of losing my YouTube virginity right here. But higher, you can probably tell by the title what this video is going to be about. It's going to be about asexuality. I'm asexual myself, and I want just to touch on asexuality and how I believe there needs to be more awareness about it, because not a lot of people know what it is. Those people who do think they know what it is tend to have like sort of an invalid or an incorrect definition of what they believe it to be. Like, I've heard a lot of people think it's that asexuality is someone who doesn't like anyone, like doesn't have a connection or romantic connection or a sexual connection towards anyone really. The real definition is asexual. If someone defines as asexual, then they have little to no sexual desire whatsoever. I'm one of those people. I don't really have any sexual desire whatsoever. Anything further than kissing. I like kisses, I like hugs, but anything more than kissing, I'm not a fan of, unfortunately. I wish I was, and this kind of comes to the point that it's not a choice. You know, I wish I was heterosexual and normal, as society sort of shows that heterosexual people are, that they are normal. But I wish I was like that, but because apparently to those people sex is awesome, and I'm missing out on a lot. But I'm not, I'm the way I am, and obviously that's not really going to change. So I'm going to talk about my story a bit, and then hopefully that will make people see how there does need to be more awareness, because I think it's very, very important, to be fair. So to start off, my name's Alex. Hi, I'm 19. I go to university. I go to a university in Plymouth called Marjon. I'm going into my second year at university in September, and I'm studying BA Primary Education. So hoping to be a primary school teacher. So yeah, it's going alright for that, and but that's not what this video is all about. I just thought I'd give a little bit about me. So let's start things off. Let's go back to, we'll go all the way back, but we'll go back to secondary school, okay? So let's go back to like year 8, year 9, secondary school. This is when I began to see that I was slightly different to my peers and my friends, my close friends. A topic arose between my friend group, which was about masturbation. Okay, this video is going to be quite open. I am quite an open person, admittedly, but I think I need to be open in order to express how I feel, and also hopefully make you understand how there needs to be more awareness. So a topic arose about masturbation. Just to start out, I've never masturbated in my life. I've never felt the urge to, so I never have. And obviously that's not right. Some people perceive that as not right, because it's about over 99% of guys masturbate. I think in some books it says 100% of guys have masturbated in their life. I'm not sure where I come under that percentage. Obviously, I'm 19, so hopefully I have a fair bit of life left in me, but to masturbate maybe one day, but not yet. And a lot of guys would have masturbated by this point, for sure. I've never had the urge to, as I say, so I never have. And yeah, so when it says 100% of guys masturbate, it kind of, affects me, because I'm not considered, I'm not considered part of the population, obviously. But anyway, topic arose about masturbation in my peer group, year 8 and 9. When I was asked a generic question of how often do I masturbate, I answered with, I wasn't going to lie, so I just answered with that I didn't masturbate. I never masturbated in my life. And then there was like, what the hell? You're missing out, mate. And they were like, this is their reaction, that I was missing out, and that I should definitely try it. I was like, okay. First of all, again, this is me being completely honest. I thought it was a joke. I thought the idea of masturbation was just a constructed, what would you call it? Constructed thing. I don't even know. Concept. Constructed concept. Created by people around me, and it was a joke going around the school, I thought. And I thought, like, if I tried this, then something bad would happen to me, sort of thing. Like, it'd create, like, this is what I genuinely thought. This is embarrassing, but this is me back in year 8 and 9. I thought if I tried it, then my penis would fall off. Because I'd obviously never had the urge to do it. I didn't know what they were all about, so, yeah. Anyway, we'll move on from that. But yeah, so I was just like, what the hell is this? So I just didn't do anything about it because I thought it was a joke. And then when I realised it was real and I researched it, well, I didn't just type in, obviously, men masturbating on YouTube. Like, I didn't do that, obviously. I just searched up, like, what it was and how common it was. And obviously I found these statistics I mentioned a couple of minutes ago about how 99 to 100% of guys masturbate. How crazy is that? That took me aback, and it made me upset, kind of, that I was abnormal, as it were, and I didn't masturbate. Now, this is only for me. Not all asexuals don't masturbate. Like, some asexuals do masturbate, is what I'm trying to say. It's not a fixed sexuality. It's very not fixed. Freaking hell. Relative? Is that the word? No. Well, you know, it's flexible. I don't know the term, but, you know, everyone's different at the end of the day. Just like you get different people and different fetishes within the heterosexual community as well, or for those who are heterosexual. So there's, you know, different asexuals, different likings. Some that masturbate, some like kisses, some like hugs, some don't like kisses, some don't like hugs. Different subcategories as well. There's 6 major ones. I'm in heteroromantic. Hetero, I like the opposite sex, just like heterosexuals do. So I like girls, but romantic is as opposed to sexual. So I'm not heterosexual, I'm heteroromantic, which basically means I don't like sex, but I'm more romantic, as it were. So that sounds quite nice, but because I don't like sex, it's kind of frowned upon, but by certain people anyway. Yeah, masturbation I was always perceived as weird, because when this conversation came up, maybe more now towards year 10, 11, when I was asked how often do I masturbate, I was like, I don't masturbate. And now it was like, what? This guy's making it up. You know, he's just trying to do that to get attention. Obviously he masturbates. Everyone masturbates. How can he not masturbate? Oh, why are you making this up? Why are you lying? It's like, why would I lie? You know, I wish I did masturbate and I was normal, as it were. Why would I make that up? And suddenly I had this like sort of stigma attached to me, and I was just perceived negatively because I didn't masturbate. And these were also the years, well, from even like year 8, year 9, where people spoke about sex, and people was just like, and you know, especially being of the male gender, you get a lot of heterosexual comments that, well, they're kind of, you know, well, I don't approve of them myself, but, you know, you get the generic heterosexual comments like, oh, I really want to have sex with her. I saw this girl and she's like really attractive. I just really want to have sex with her. You know, it's kind of sad to me, those sort of comments. It's only my opinion. You know, it's just, this is the view of an asexual. I don't understand where these comments come from. I've never wanted to have sex with someone. I've never. Sure, I might see a girl on the street and go, yeah, she's attractive to me. And I said, oh, I might want to kiss her. Sure, but nothing further than that. You know. To explain this is going to be the worst analogy ever, but it kind of explains it. You know, people say, how can you look at, people have asked me this question in the past, how can you see a fit bird bird being a girl. How can you see attractive woman or a girl and not want to have sex with her? I was like, right, imagine a sunset, okay? I was like, okay. Well, that's a beautiful sunset, right? It's a nice looking sunset. But I don't want to have sex with that sunset. And then just like, what do you mean? Basically, they're attractive to me. I find a lot of girls attractive, but I don't want to have sex with them, basically, is what I'm trying to get at. Worst analogy ever, I know. Hopefully it makes some sort of sense. Anyway, this is kind of like going off topic anyway, but year 10, 11, asked about sex, and and sex, and then I realised I was different. I realised I don't like this. I don't like sex. I don't masturbate. What's going on here, you know? What is going on here? Year 10. In year 10, I had a conversation with my mum. Well, prior to this, I had conversations with my very close friends, my best friends as it were, about the fact that I didn't have sex. Responses from all of them, rather supportive because they are my close friends, thankfully. Some lack of understanding because they just didn't, how can you, like for example, okay, I've never voluntarily watched pornography in my life because it doesn't appeal to me. I don't like porn, I don't like sex, so it kind of like, why would I like porn? Anyway, I've never voluntarily watched porn, and my friends didn't sort of understand that because there's stuff on porn sites that they find, but similar sort of not similar, a fewer percentage, but still a lot of guys watch pornography, don't they? A lot of girls watch pornography as well. But so when guys asked me about pornography and what type, like I watch or whatnot, when I said I didn't watch it again, there was a lack of understanding there, and they didn't understand why I didn't want to watch it or didn't like it. And that went for my close friends as well. They did understand, however, they sort of understood, like, where I was coming from, like, that I didn't like sex, but their response was they thought that I was going to grow into it, as in, I was a late developer, and perhaps, keep in mind I was 15 or 16, so that is still a possibility. I was going to grow to like it. This was also the response when I told my mum in about year 10, as I say, year 10 or 11. And she goes, oh, well, she thought it was alright, but she was convinced that I was going to grow into it because it was the natural way to develop. This is where I think it's important that awareness needs to be spread. It seemed like the only possibility was that I would grow into it. And when even months and years went past, I'm 19 now, as I say, and I was 15 back then, so 4 years have passed since I had a conversation with my mum and my friends, and I still haven't grown into it or grown to like it. As each month and year passed, and I didn't grow to like it, and I didn't like it, it's sort of like, made me keep losing hope. I'm not going to be normal, am I? I'm not going to go away, fly, you pig. Did I just call a fly? Ignore me. And I didn't grow to like it. It sort of made me seem, it made me sad, it made me angry, it made me just feel isolated, really, and just abnormal. And I didn't know what I was. I didn't know why I didn't like sex. I presumed that, obviously, 2015, right? We're in the year 2015. There's a lot of awareness now about LGBTQ. We haven't got that right. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and questioning, right? Awesome. And a lot of awareness has been spread about them. A lot of people are more, shall we say, understanding than they used to be a fair few years ago about people who are any of those. Which is sick, which is amazing, that they get the awareness they deserve, because everyone is equal and people shouldn't be judged because of their sexuality or discriminated. I think because there is more awareness, more people are coming out, and more people are having the confidence to come out, which is awesome. But the fact that it's even a coming out thing implies that they shouldn't have to come out. It should be just like in a conversation, just like, you know, I'm gay, oh, that's cool. But the fact that people, when someone does come out and it's perceived as such a big thing, you know, it seems like it's so much different from the norm, which is heterosexuality, you know? When maybe, like, when people find out, this only occurs for some people, obviously, it's not going to be, I can't generalise this to the whole population, but when, like, someone comes out to their parents that they're gay or something, it sometimes, you know, turns into a massive reaction. And it shouldn't be like that, you know, they should be perceived just the same for being the way that they are. Anyway, off topic. I went on a tangent again there, but anyway, as I say, I'm new to this. But LGBTQ, more awareness, cool. Still not, there's a lot of sexualities, more than just LGBTQ, plus asexual. There's aromantic. Well, that's kind of like there are subcategories of asexuality. There's a heteroromantic, which I am, as opposed to heterosexual. Homoromantic, as opposed to homosexual. So, like the same sex, but don't like sex. So, homoromantic. Biromantic, as opposed to bisexual. And aromantic, which basically, aromantic, I'm not actually 100% sure on this definition, but I believe it's a bit like, asexual is like, you don't like sex, so aromantic is, you'd feel no romance either, like, you don't get the butterflies in your stomach, and you don't like sex either, really, so people like that are perceived as heartless. It's horrible. Like, why would people, like, create negative labels for people who are aromantic? Like, they don't choose to be. It's not a choice, and they are who they are. Just accept it, and maybe they wouldn't feel so bad about being that way, and I wouldn't feel so bad about being this way, and I wouldn't want to be heterosexual all the time. It makes me sad that I am like this. Anyway, recently, as in, right, in like, 1 second. Yeah, anyway, sorry about that. Recently, I made a video in April, so, what was that, 3 months ago. I made a video on Facebook, coming out as asexual for the first time. Coming out to all my friends on Facebook. That was I was so nervous to make, to just post that video on Facebook. You know, my finger was hovering over the, like, send button for, must have been about half an hour. I was so nervous to upload that video. It was about a 15-minute long video explaining to everyone what asexuality is. A bit like this one that I'm talking to you now, and coming out as asexual myself. That video was the turning point for me. I got such an amazing response from that video, and I couldn't thank everyone enough for the support I got from that. The amount of messages I got, I spoke to people I'd never spoken to really at all, like properly at all. I received so many positive comments from everyone, and everyone was so lovely about the whole situation. And it's kind of why I'm making this video now, as I want to spread it beyond my Facebook friends towards a wider audience, to the whole world, potentially. And hopefully more awareness can be spread about asexuality and other sexualities as well. Everyone's equal, and I think they need more, the whole asexual community needs some more awareness as a whole as well. So, thanks for watching. Sorry I'm wrapping it up really quickly, but I need to go and do something, sorry. I didn't realise how long this would be, but anyway, hopefully you'll understand, hopefully you've learned a bit about me. I will speak in another video soon, if this gets a positive response, so please put thumbs up the video, and leave comments if you've gone through a similar experience, what you think I need to improve on, any any positive comments, any negative comments. Bring, you know, I don't care. Thanks for watching anyway. Hopefully it was a somewhat enjoyable video, and I'll see you in a bit.